Hey, how's it going, Professor Sanford? With our group, we decided to do a POS decision for Frick's Bar and Grill, and I'm gonna be going over the project charter a little bit here. So we started on August 30th, 2022, and project manager we made it you because you're the one who the final decisions come down to. We're running everything through you. Project team members are myself, Alyssa Butcher, Matthew Schumer, Sebastian Oliveras, and Jackson Turnbow. Project stakeholders are Frick's Bar and Grill staff, and then stakeholders, owners, and customers because the customers are the people who are going to have to see the effects of all these decisions. So some of the communication goals are to effectively determine the best point of sales to meet Frick's needs, taking into consideration the customer needs when making decisions, keep client and team members up to date with changes in project. So a lot of that comes through you as well, making sure that you're up to date with what the new project changes that we're making. And talk through roadblocks with team members, then confine and stakeholders. So we want to be able to effectively communicate throughout all of our roadblocks in the project with our team members, and not get any disagreements where things get hectic. We want to stay on track to our end goal. And lastly, effectively communicate what was completed with the project to key stakeholders and owners. And that's actually what we're doing right now, is we're communicating what was done through the project to you, because you are one of the key stakeholders. So going into our communication plan a little bit, so we're going to be meeting on video conferences, and we're going to be doing that around once a week. It's really dependent on what our needs are for that week. And in attendance should be all team members, and then the project manager, which is you, and you did come in occasionally. So we want to outline Frick's goals, establish a timeline, assign first milestone task, and then through there you can just see where we go with all of that schedule stuff. And then right now we're actually at the bottom of the end of the project, and we're presenting to you what exactly went on through the process, like I said. And a little bit later on, you're going to hear about the assesses of the success and failures of the project, and then the input from other team members is going to be in here as well. So that's it for me. Next, we got the project management side of things. So I appreciate it, Mr. Sanford. Thanks for a good semester.
Hello, this is Sebastian Oliveras. I will be covering the project management portion of our paper. Um, we wanted to first look at the business problem. What POS system will Frick's Bar be using when they reopen? So the goal of our project was to basically find the best fitting POS system for Frick's. We looked at a bunch of different factors, including feasibility, the different types of hardware solutions. We did a bunch of comparing and contrasting, including a cost benefit analysis of a bunch of the different POS systems that were available, including Toast, Touch Bistro, BPA, Square. Looked at the short term cost, the short term benefits, and so just to give you a quick insight into the feasibility, um, currently with the environment that Frick's Bar is, Square definitely seems to be the best option because for employees and for customers, you're working in a very fast-paced environment where you're trying to turn over drinks and food as quickly as possible, and Square definitely offers um, that feasibility. Um, as you can see for our different ratings that we were able to pull from the respective Square and Clover websites, um, the Square customers and employees, or I guess users of Square, rated Square's ease of use to be 95%, their ease of setup to be 94, hardware integration 92, quality of support 87, accounting integrations 93, and sales tracking 83. They beat Clover in every single respective category. Um, this will definitely help Fricks make more money and figure out places where they may not be making as much money and figure out why. Um, Allowing them to be able to work as efficiently as possible is definitely one of the main things that we looked at when trying to solve this problem. Um, so, in order to have a more holistic system proposal, we needed to ask Frick, or I guess the owner of Frick's Bar, um, for more insight into what his goals were as a business owner, and we wanted to specifically look at the budget that he had, the customer base that he had, um, the knowledge that his employees would have, and his willingness to work with external vendors and third-party software applications. And so I guess that transitions us into our next category, which would be interviewing the owner. Thank you.
So my section that I'll be talking about for the final project is the interview that we are having with Fricks. So we were planning on who we would interview would be the owner of Frick's Bar. The objective of this interview is to get a clear understanding of the owner's current budget goals, ideas about the bar, and its POS systems. So some questions we came up with 9 questions. That would be, what are your goals for the new business? Have you looked into POS systems? What is your budget for a POS? Your current POS plans? Why did you choose this? What were some of the benefits? What were some of the downfalls? How many employees will you have? And are you aware of the security risks associated with POS? And then we also came up with a little survey for Frick's management positions. So we'd ask each person their name and position, and then the questions we came up for them are, what POS systems have you used in the past? What was the best? Why was it the best? What was your least favorite? Why was it your least favorite? What feature would you like to see in the POS system that you would use in the future? What interface factors helped when completing your daily task? And what design implements would you recommend in the new POS system? And then after that, we would go on to a future survey for the employees once it was up and running, and we came up with some questions for that.
So next was the survey questions that we were going to ask the Fricks employees and management to kind of get an idea of their baseline and where they were at. So we were first going to ask them, obviously, their name and position. And then from there, we were going to ask if they were familiar with any POS systems that they used in the past. What was the quote-unquote best and why was it the best? What was your least favorite and why was it your least favorite? So this is kind of assuming that they had previous experience in other restaurant areas using other POS systems. And then we were also going to ask them, what feature would you like to see in the POS system that you would use in the future? So they can kind of elaborate on this. What interface factors helped when completing your daily tasks? So, such as maybe a tip option that you can add to the bottom of the check. I know sometimes checks have like suggested tip amounts, or if it's easier to have a separate tab just for drinks, that type of thing. What design implementations would you recommend for the new POS system? And then that was all for the employees and the managers. And then this next survey was for employees after implementing the system. So after they chose the system, we were going to do a follow-up survey that had some questions such as, was work more efficient with the new system in place? Was it easier to receive payment from customers as a result of implementing the new POS system? Did you have any problems with the new system? Maybe it didn't work as fast as you would like to. Maybe it crashed. Did customers have issues paying with the new POS system? And lastly, do you think the new POS system is worth it in terms of time saved and ease of use? So are you really getting your money's worth for what you're getting? So those were just some questions that we were going to do for the survey.
This is Frick's basic data flow diagram. We basically boiled it down to 2 different sides. On the left side, we have the customer ordering the food and how it goes and trickles down into our POS system, gets reported to the accounting department, and then they make a financial report as a result if we're a publicly traded company or a management-based report. The other side is the management side of the decision-making process where they order the supplies to make the food. They do that via supplier. That supplier then delivers it to the kitchen, and the kitchen cooks up and delivers the food to the customers. Overall, it's a very simple process, but it basically outlines how a POS system will be implemented and how it works inside the process with Fricks.
So now going into the conclusion of our project that we've had over these coming weeks. So after we look deeper into Frick's Bar, it seems like the best choice for them from the terms of a point of sales goal would be Square. We looked at a couple of different options, and Square just seemed like it'd be the best for them because it's tailored towards more small businesses, and Frix is that local small business, and you want it to have that feel. And the Square is very easy to use for both the employee and the customer. You can also use it to collect data. There's also a loyalty feature in Square, which is very interesting. You can have someone put in their phone number or their email, and every time they use their credit card, they automatically get points towards that loyalty program where they can earn like free drinks, free pool games, or anything that Frix decides to make it. And that is if Frix wants to add that loyalty program. And just something interesting. So after we decided that Square was actually the point of sale that we thought would be best for them, last night was Northwood night at Frix, and while we were there, we noticed that they were actually using Square. So it was super interesting to see that our decision was actually the business decisions as well. So I'm going to assume that we did something right in our project with that in mind. But overall, this is a great project, and through it, we've learned about project management, consulting, point of sale systems, teamwork, collaboration, and going through different roadblocks and solving all of that. So then again, I just want to thank you, Professor Sanford, for giving us the direction to go and helping us with everything we need. Hope you have a great Christmas.